CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
It is the calm before the storm at Sadlin this hour. Thousands are expected to pack the arena as the Barrie Colts face elimination if they can't pull out a win. Thank you for joining us. It's do or die for our Barrie Colts, down 3-0 in the OHL Championship. So the team needs a win against Kitchener tonight or their season is over. Let's go to CTV's Luke Samardi joins us live tonight from the Sadlin Arena where everyone's ready for the sold-out game, Luke.
Yeah, Sarah, the arena will be sold out tonight, and the fans in attendance will be hoping to see the series extended at least one more game, as the Barrie Colts are hoping to get back in the series against the Kitchener Rangers, down 3-0. Now, fans who have attended games so far have gotten more than what they bargained for, with the games, of course, going to overtime, 2 of 3 of them, including Game 3 at Sadlin Arena that went to double overtime on Sunday night. Keyshawn Aitchison scored the equalizer in both games 2 and 3 to send the games to overtime. However, the Kitchener Rangers walked away with the wins. The Colts, just 2 shots away from being up in the series, find themselves on the verge of being swept, with players remaining optimistic heading into a do-or-die game.
I'm expecting a physical game, should be good. Get pucks deep, get to work, play simple, and hopefully get the job done tonight. Yeah, just every game like it's your last. Just play with confidence, play hard, and hopefully we can get it done. It's once in a lifetime situation, and every game's a big game, so it's really big playing in front of a huge crowd, and it's really exciting.
Now the doors have officially opened here at Sadlin Arena. Fans will shortly be taking their seats, and players are expected to come out for warm-up in just a few minutes' time. Now the J. Ross Robertson Trophy is in attendance tonight. If Kitchener does win, that trophy will be presented at center ice. And coming up later on the show, we will be speaking with OHL Commissioner Brian Crawford, so stay tuned for that. Sarah?
Hopefully that will not be presented at center ice tonight. Thanks, Luke. We'll see him throughout the newscast. Now, as we mentioned, it is sold out. However, there is a way for you to still take in the game at Sadlin. It's on our brother station, TSN. In tonight's case, it starts at 7 p.m. on TSN 4.
The road to the Memorial Cup is brought to you by the Boots and Hearts Barn Burner Charity Hockey Game.
The northern part of our viewing region is certainly known for its beauty and attracts millions year-round. But with the price of pretty much everything up, CTV's Rob Cooper takes a look at what's still thriving.
With the skyrocketing cost of fuel, almost everyone is keeping an eye on these price boards along the highway. With the long weekend fast approaching, many people plan to stay close to home to save a few bucks.
It is too high, that price. I was looking over there, that is very nice price, but I forgotten fill up my car.
The value of the Canadian dollar is also a big concern for potential travelers with the summer just around the corner.
Beautiful weather today. Looks like we need to get that tree taken down.
The Sherwood Inn in Muskoka Lakes sits next to Lake Joseph. It will return to fully operational status this Friday after being open on weekends through the winter. So far, bookings look solid for the summer.
Right now, we're seeing all of our booking patterns. We're pacing ahead of where we were last year again. And last year, we were pacing ahead of the year before.
Now, the executive director of Muskoka Tourism says hotels and local resorts are pacing ahead of last year's vacancy numbers by about 3%. It also feels that high gas prices will be a big factor in people summering closer to home this summer.
Being 2 hours north of the largest population in Canada certainly is a benefit to us. Normally represents in the neighborhood of 85 to 95% of our business.
Massive blue bladders placed along the Muskoka Wharf during the recent flooding were removed today, just in time for the Winona 2 to begin its sailing for the summer. Its first cruise is set for May 20th.
Typically in a year we'll get 35 to 40,000 passengers. Last year we had a bit more than that because of a few factors. This year we're expecting the same or a bit more.
Many of the resort operators we spoke with today say they're seeing an increase in the number of international visitors too. Welcome news for an industry that depends on a strong summer season. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Bala.
The Simcoe Muskoka District Health Unit is reminding everyone to test well water at homes and seasonal properties before using it. Free drinking water test kits are available to residents in the form of sampling bottles, which can be picked up or dropped off at various locations across the region. We have a full breakdown on the CTV Barrie website. Now, the health unit did add that samples should be collected immediately before drop-off and tested within 48 hours. It could take up to 24 hours to get the sample to the testing lab. The SMDHU says tests should be done frequently as water quality can change over time. Let's jump right into our first look at weather. For that, we go to Tangle Creek Golf and Country Club. How's it looking there, Case?
It looks like they're golfing with Tucson out here at Tangle Creek. That is right. The winds of change are happening as far as the weather front goes. We're watching the storm, calling it a storm already, move towards us, and the temperature is dropping. We're also here for a very special reason. It is Theatre by the Bay, but it's not just any performance. Tonight it's got everything to do with murder, Sarah. More on that coming up in just a little while. Let's take a look at the forecast. First look at the forecast, if you will. Brought to you by our friends at the graveldrivewayguide.com, your local gravel driveway expert. We're going to start with the temperature outside our beautiful Barrie studios. We're looking at about 11 degrees right now, and there is plenty of cloud cover coming in. The sunshine long gone. Let's take a look at the current temperatures right now, and we'll start with Parry Sound. Parry Sound, of course, we're looking with 13 degrees. 13 degrees, and travel now down to Newmarket. We're looking at 11 degrees in Newmarket, and finally, let's finish things off in Owen Sound, Ontario. Beautiful Owen Sound. We're looking at a temperature of 11 degrees. Let's now move things and take a look at the size of this system. And this system is considerably large. It is no weather watches mornings just yet, but there is quite a bit of rain coming our direction, and it is in various intensities. Coming up in just a few minutes' time as we pull back and take a look at the enormity of this system and its cyclical effect, we'll let you know how long this system is going to stick around and what this murder is all about here at Theatre by the Bay. All that coming up in a few minutes' time. Sarah.
I have a hankering that you just might be a suspect, Case. We'll see him a little later in the newscast. Potential candidates for Barrie Council, the school board, and the office of the mayor gathered at City Hall last night. They took some time to learn a little more about what it takes to run. The Ministry of Municipal Affairs staff were on hand and helped break down the nomination and registration process.
This is the information I was looking for. I wish it was a little better attended, but the fact that their council is really interested in getting people involved. When I do run, I will be a rookie candidate. Hopefully I won't make too many rookie mistakes, but I think there are a number of people that I believe they're there and they have something to offer, and I'm looking forward to see what they bring to the table.
Now, there is another session on the 28th with more information about what it's like to hold one of the positions. Election Day is October 26th. The trial of an Alliston teen accused of murder following the discovery of her newborn baby has taken an unexpected turn. CTV's Mike Arcelides explains, but first a warning, this story contains graphic and disturbing details.
After more than a week of witness testimony, defense lawyer Melina Macchia has called for a mistrial in the case of a now 17-year-old from Alliston accused of first-degree murder following the death of her baby. Macchia telling the court the mistrial application stems from testimony given to the court by the accused father and parts of a transcript the defense argues misrepresented what the man told police when he was interviewed by investigators while speaking in another language. It's that translation that has the defense arguing for a mistrial before Justice Angela McLeod. The damage is done, Your Honor, Macchia told the court, pointing to 3 portions of the transcript as another officer translated what the man was telling them in his native tongue. Macchia arguing what the accused father told police and what was interpreted in the transcript differed, but had been relied upon during the man's testimony last week in Bradford. Most of the conflict deals with what he says his daughter told him, Macchia argued, calling the use of the transcript during his testimony prejudicial to his answers and an unfair process that mischaracterized what he told police. The Crown argued the witness's recorded police interview spoke for itself, while agreeing to adopt the newly acquired interpretation of the transcript. The teen was charged with murder following the discovery of the dead baby in the bathroom of her home in November of 2024. An autopsy found the baby had been stabbed and was found dead in a toilet by the teen's grandmother. Makia is arguing the trial cannot proceed because of the irreparable harm done during the Crown's cross-examination of the accused father, who was deemed a hostile witness subject to cross-examination by the prosecution. The teen cannot be identified. Justice McLeod will hear the mistrial application starting on Friday. Mike Arsledy, CTV News, Barrie.
2 people are facing drug-related charges following a crash in Springwater Township on Sunday night. Viewer video shows the aftermath of the crash on Luella Boulevard. It happened around 11:30 p.m. in Anton Mills. No one was injured, and when officers arrived, they began an investigation which led to the arrest of the 2 people. Police say they seized a quantity of suspected cocaine and some other drugs. A 21-year-old from Clearview Township and a 24-year-old from Ajax now face 3 drug-related charges. Meanwhile, a 37-year-old man was arrested at gunpoint in Barrie. This was on Saturday afternoon after allegedly breaching the conditions of his release order. Police say they were told about it earlier on Saturday. Then around 5 p.m. he was found in the Kozlov Mall parking lot. Members of the Barrie Police High Harm Unit took him into custody, and during that, one of the officers drew a gun but didn't shoot, adding that a taser was also not needed. The Barrie man has been charged with 3 counts of failing to comply with a release order. 3 men have been charged after an attempted robbery. This was in Barrie's South End. Police say a man had arranged to meet a potential buyer for his motorcycle last Thursday near Mapleview Drive West and Essa Road. When the victim and a friend arrived, they were boxed in by the suspects, who reportedly tried to pull them out of their vehicle. Well, they fled off. They took off and went to the Barrie Police headquarters for help. The suspect's vehicle was then stopped as it tried to get onto Highway 400. A 25-year-old Barrie man, along with a 31-year-old and 35-year-old man, both from Brampton, were arrested and charged with attempted robbery. Ontario's Auditor General released 4 reports this morning covering a wide range of topics. The documents outline issues with truck licensing in the province, as well as concerns around special education. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris has those details.
They're powerful machines rumbling down Ontario's roads and highways. But the Auditor General's raising new questions about the training some truck drivers are getting. Her office hired undercover students to sign up, mostly at career colleges. In 2 cases,
students were not taught key elements such as left turns at major intersections, reverse parking, and emergency stopping.
Students were told to sign off on training they'd never done. The Premier expects training schools to maintain standards.
And if that's not happening, we get wind of it, we will shut them down.
But the auditor found a quarter of schools hosting basic training programs had never been inspected at all. Others were still handing out certificates even after being barred from doing so.
We have been overhauling this over the past 2 years and continue to do whatever we can and to ensure that we have the highest standards.
Fraud in trucker licensing and testing have been well documented for years.
The government's not doing what they need to do to protect you, then you should be mad.
The auditor spotlighting a gap in the money going to special education. Yes, it's gone up with inflation, but she notes schools are also seeing more children with more complex needs.
The funding is not keeping up with the growth, and that the school boards themselves are spending upwards of $200 million more on special ed than what they're receiving.
The Minister of Education feels the focus shouldn't be on a dollar figure, but
outcome. On the surface, would more EAs make sense? Perhaps, but only if you look at the actual mix. What does that student require?
Calandra admits the ministry hasn't done a good job of tracking outcomes or setting standards for when a child with special needs is excluded from a classroom.
This report very clearly tells him what we have been saying, what parents have been saying, what educators have been saying. They are failing our children, and they are putting them in harm's way.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
A reminder that today is the deadline for you to fill out your census form. It helps the government with policy priorities, but there is growing backlash, and some people are protesting and refusing to complete the survey. CTV's Heather Wright looks into why this is happening.
During the last census in 2021, roughly 98% of Canadians filled out the survey, a vital tool according to Statistics Canada that helps governments make informed decisions.
I do feel betrayed by the government.
But some are choosing not to fill out this year's census as a way to protest the Carney government in the series of floor crossings that helped the Liberals secure a majority government last month.
We voted for a minority government. We didn't vote for a majority government. Why can't we have a say?
While Canadians have been asked to fill out the census by today, it's not technically a deadline. If people don't fill it out, they could receive follow-up phone calls or in-person visits until it is completed, which is required by law. Those who refuse could receive a fine of up to $500.
It's a key part of our democracy, but it's also fundamental for the basic services that government provides. You're going to want to know where the population lives if you're going to place a school, a hospital, a fire station, a police station. If you're planning transit routes, you need to know where people live and where they work.
Jeff Balby is the Assistant Chief Statistician for Statistics Canada and says all data collected is de-identified and securely kept within the organization.
We are absolutely required under law to keep all of the data that we collect here at StatCan within the walls of Statistics Canada so we can guarantee the privacy and confidentiality.
Statistics Canada says it is still too early to know how many people have refused the census, but they say according to preliminary numbers, the response rate this year is comparable to in the past. Heather Wright, CTV News, Brampton, Ontario.
Still plenty more to come, including one of our local festivals, which has a very specific request. How your old canoe could be transformed into a lasting work of art for all to enjoy. Plus, it's never too young to start children's swimming. Just ahead, how young and where you can take in free lessons. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors.
Music, it's a small community, so when something's really good, we all want to be part of it.
We have an amazing music scene here. Having people come together in community, listen to some amazing local artists, brings the downtown alive. It brings our city alive.
Troubadour Festival 2026 is going to be off the hook. Road Amory's got the Watchmen, Bahamas. It's going to be great.
Thanks for staying with us. It is a fact. Learning to swim is a life skill that is priceless, and a local Barrie swim school specializes in teaching infants to swim for free.
This was a great opportunity for us to learn water safety and get not only used to the water in general and make sure that she loves it as much as we do.
Look at that little baby face. Splash and Learn Swim School offers free swimming lessons for children under 7 months of age. Parents are a part of the life-saving directions that are about comfort, confidence, and loving support, and children can begin at 3 months old.
The thing we look for is neck support, and we want to start so young because we want to teach the parents about water conditioning. Water conditioning is very important and something that parents could do in the bathtub with a cup and just getting it on the shoulders, ears, and over the head.
It teaches us how to be comfortable as parents around having a newborn in the water. So.
The Bubbler program and many other swim programs are offered at Splash and Learn throughout the week and on weekends too. Tension is building right across Barrie as the Catch the Ace lottery jackpot is at $250,000 with the draw on Thursday. Time is running out on a chance to win an estimated $250,000. The weekly draw takes place every Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Royal Canadian Legion branch in Barrie. It's also streamed live via YouTube for viewers that are watching from home. Tickets are available for just $5 and can be purchased online or in person at the Barrie Legion. The lottery supports local charitable initiatives through a partnership between the Legion and the Rotary Club of Barrie. And we too have information about that on the CTV Barrie website. Now, do you have a canoe that you aren't using? The Huntsville Festival of the Arts wants to hear from you to help support their annual summer project. The group is holding the 6th annual Canoe Mural Art Project on Canada Day, and they need some canoes to use as canvases. The project brings 7 artists together to transform real canoes into street art-inspired work influenced influenced by iconic landscape paintings of Tom Thompson. These canoes will be painted live, giving the public a front row seat to the creative process as the story behind the artwork comes to life. The finished works will be exhibited at River Mill Park in downtown Huntsville all throughout the summer. Now, I've mentioned it a few times. Yes, our website is a fantastic resource, not only to rewatch anything that you see during the newscast, but also to look at more in-depth articles done by our digital team. ctvnews.ca/Barrie is the address. And now back to our top story, the Barrie Colts. They need a win tonight. They're down 3-0 in the OHL finals. Let's get right back to Luke. He joins us live once again from the Sadlon Arena. Now, Luke, when the OHL commissioner is in the building, it means that someone could be taking home the cup, right?
Yes, Sarah, it's a very important day here. We have Game 4 of the OHL final, and of course, Sadlon Arena was rocking on Sunday night during Game 3. Game 4, it is going to be the exact same, a sold-out crowd. Now, we are joined by a very special guest this evening, Brian Crawford, OHL Commissioner. Brian, I just want to start with the community here. What's it like to see the sold-out crowds right here in Barrie?
Oh, I mean, absolutely fantastic. Of course, for our league championship series, we expect a full building, but, you know, the Barrie fans support their team almost like any other in our league, and we would expect nothing less for the championship here. They've been fantastic throughout the whole playoffs. Amazing, as you said, for Game 3, and I expect nothing less here for Game 4 tonight.
Now, over your right shoulder, we have a very important piece of hardware. We have the J. Ross Robertson Trophy. Just take me through the journey that the players have to go through to lift this.
Yeah, I mean, this is a journey that starts out in their minor hockey. When they first start playing, you know, Timbits hockey, and they first go out there and, you know, traveling around the province with mom and dad playing rep hockey and making their way towards their U16 season, where they enter the draft and get drafted in the OHL and you know, work their way towards making the OHL. And, you know, this is a culmination of all of that, a chance to, you know, lift this hardware and move on to the Memorial Cup. So it's a long journey that involves, you know, a whole lot of people in their support network to find their way here tonight. And it's a special moment for all of those players and their families.
Now, I want to talk about community. How important are not just Barrie, but OHL teams in general to the cities that they are in?
Yeah, I mean, without question, you know, we're one of the most important things in every community, and we're so fortunate to have such amazing community support and really be kind of the heartbeat and the lifeblood of so many of the communities, where people gather on those cold winter nights when, you know, you're not gathering other places, get to see your family and friends and neighbors. It's a bit of the superpower of our league, and you know, we're so fortunate to have so many great communities that support our league.
And I know you kind of went on a league tour last year. What was your impressions of Barrie, and what can they do to, you know, one day hopefully get the Memorial Cup right here?
Yeah, I mean, you know, a long history here in the OHL here in Barrie, and certainly the community I was very familiar with. You know, the Colts are such a heritage brand for our league, and you know, tremendous community support, the council supporting the arena and developing the arena and continuing to invest in it, you know, which is critical for kind of the long-term viability of the Colts, and also the opportunity to host, you know, major events like the Memorial Cup, you know, one day down the road.
Well, Brian, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And, of course, the Colts and the Rangers are just about to take the ice for warm-up, Sarah. I can hear the crowd already cheering as well. We are in for one heck of a Game 4, regardless of the result.
Luke, you tell that commissioner we do not want the trophy handed out tonight. Go Colts. Thanks very much, Luke. Still to come here on CTV, the wait is over. We now know what to expect this year in Wasaga Beach, from the classic rodeo to an entirely new festival. We'll have all the details, but let's get back out on the road because KC is across town.
That's right, Sarah. It might be the most delicious murder Theatre by the Bay has ever been a part of. What it's all about, I'll explain, and our Weather Watch artiste will have a look. Taylor shares with us nothing suspicious here. Mother's Day picture. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph
from Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we're giving away $50 gas cards from Ride for Dad.
And don't forget about Bounce Boarding Call, your chance to win a $4,000 travel voucher and $100 in spending money.
So tune in Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 10 for your chance to win.
Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
We are celebrating mums and mother figures and the matriarchs this week on CTV Barrie, so please continue to capture those memories or dig them up. Some of the vintage ones are kind of nice too. Picture this at ctv.ca. Let's head back out to KC. He's at Tangle Creek today. Now, Case, I had a... There he is. Oh, did I just catch you mid-dance?
Perhaps.
Looking good.
Looking good. Okay, that's a throw. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. Let's talk about, yes, Tangle Creek. We're here for a very special reason. Can you hear the music going on? It's musical murder? No, we'll get to that in a second. It's Theater by the Bay involved with murder. Dinner theater style. More on that coming up in just a few minutes' time. I'll try not to murder the forecast. Let's get into it, though. In keeping with the motif, I might add, let's talk about Aurelia, 12 degrees right now as we look around our region. How about at Alliston, coming in at 11 o'clock, of course. Oh, hey, oh, lots of people here I know. And Gravenhurst, 12 degrees. Here come the crowd coming in, and here comes the rain and possible thunderstorms, I might add. Oh, yes, I will tell you that. Let's continue on with the almanac for today. And our high today, 12 and -2. That's the high, that's the low. Considerably cooler than it should be. 30.6 back in 1881 for record heat, and record cool -5 in 1907. We see you. And there we go. Lots of people coming in now to enjoy a murder, as only Theater by the Bay can present. 5:53 it rises, 8:37 it sets, 14 hours and 43 minutes of daylight. Dance party. Oh, they're dancing, Sarah. It's unbelievable, the moves that are on here right now. How about a quick look? 14 hours and 43 minutes of daylight. Quick look at the forecast radar. Look at the size of this thing. Yes, that is some wild systems coming in as far as our rain goes. Anywhere from, oh, call it 10, possibly even 20 millimeters of rainfall. Now, let's break it down and take a look at tonight and tomorrow. Southern Tip of George and Bay Lake Simcoe. Overnight temperatures settling in about 5 degrees, ladies and gentlemen. Cloudy skies. There comes the rain. Possible thunderstorms. 10 to 15 millimeters of rainfall expected for this evening. And then for tomorrow, we're going to double that and then some. 11 degrees. But oh, the clouds want to stick around. Cyclical, this system is. Moving cyclical. It's a weather term. And yes, there is a chance of thunderstorm activity and a change in wind direction out of the west, 30 to 50 K out of the west. That's not that bad. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 5 degrees for the overnight low. I'm looking around the room here to see, oh yeah, lots of people I know. It looks like showers and thunderstorms this evening, an additional 10 to 15 millimeters of rainfall tonight, and then tomorrow, 12, 14, 15 degrees. Yes. And cloudy showers, an additional 5 millimeters of rainfall expected. Hi, Charlie. Oh, lots of people coming in that we know. Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, 5 degrees. We're looking at cloudy showers, thunderstorms. I hope you have your umbrella, Charlie. 10 to 15 millimeters of rainfall available for us. Tomorrow, an additional 5 to 10 millimeters of rainfall. Yes, there is a chance of thunderstorms this evening. Yes, there's a chance of thunderstorms tomorrow. How about the day after that? Well, enough of tonight and tomorrow. Let's go to the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast, and it looks like this, starting in, Simcoe County. How about Thursday? We're going to start with Thursday. Cloudy skies, slight chance of a shower, 14 degrees, but the temperatures are climbing, and here comes the sunshine. Sun and cloud on Friday, 19. We can do better on Saturday. Sun and cloud, slight chance of a shower, but 20 degrees. Oh, let me get out of your way here. 20 degrees, sun and cloud on Sunday, and 21 degrees on Sunday. 21 on Sunday, sounds good?
Perfect.
I like that. 5-day extended forecast, York region. Have a look. Thursday has cloudy skies, 30% chance of a passing shower. There it goes, because Friday, sun and cloud, 19. Is that 23? 23, Glenn. Oh, who's Glenn? I'll introduce him in a moment. Sun, cloud, 30% chance for shower on Saturday. That's good, though. 23, 21 on Sunday, and sun and cloud. 5-day extended forecast, Muskoka, Parry Sound, Halliburton. Have a look. Cloudy skies on Thursday, 14 degrees and cloudy skies. There's 20 on Friday, sun and cloud. The skies are starting to part. 18, it looks like sun and cloud, 30% chance of a shower on the Saturday and Sunday. Sun and cloud, and 20 gorgeous degrees, gorgeous murder, murder by the bay, theater by the bay. We're here at Tangle Creek, and joining me right now, if you will, please, come on in here.
Hello, sir.
Is a man whose last name reminds me and rhymes with suspicious. Glenn Coulson. Yeah, that's right.
Hi, Casey. How you
from
doing?
Theater by the Bay. Very good, sir, very good. People are filing in. We're here at Tangle Creek.
Yeah.
Murder by the Bay.
Murder. Ooh, and you look suspicious. So what's this fedora? I'm not sure. You're all in black. You're going to pull off a heist? What are you doing? Or are you going full on murder? What are you doing tonight?
Well, you heard the forecast. It was a bit of a murder, but what are we doing here tonight and why?
You know what? It's a fundraiser for Theater by the Bay. We're so excited. We're kicking off our 2026 season. It's amazing to see we have a full house tonight. And so it's a dinner. It's a mystery. 4 courses. Tangle Creek puts on a heck of a dinner, and we're very excited to be a part of it. Silent auctions and live auctions and all the rest of it, but murder, mystery, and mayhem. And a lot of fun.
We saw some of the actors beforehand talking about what was going on. It looked very suspicious. Give us some indication. Could be anyone. Yeah. Any prime suspects. I mean, other than myself, of course, and you with the last name that is so suspicious.
Well, obviously, and it's like you can't trust anyone here tonight. You just absolutely can't. You got to make sure you got to keep the questions. You got to put them forward. The characters are going to come sit down right beside you. You can ask them questions and you can interact with them. It's going to be great, and all in the name, of course, helping Theater by the Bay put on professional shows and help local talent.
Glenn Coulson, ladies and gentlemen.
There's no smoking in here. No smoking.
Theater
in here.
by the Bay.
Yeah.
Come on in, Larissa. Larissa's joining us. We're live for weather.
We are live.
And Larissa, that's a suspicious name. Sarah, she's getting away.
Yeah,
she's getting away.
She's a suspect.
That is what makes live TV just fabulous. Casey Colby, we'll see him at the end of the show, but meantime, the town of Wasaga Beach has unveiled its 2026 event lineup today, aimed at capturing everything people love about summer at the beach. This year, there will be more than 80 live music performances. There will be a new Wasaga Beach Life Festival in Midway and will debut its first ever Canada Day Symphony fireworks show. There will also be events held at Nancy Island Historic Site, where visitors can learn more about pivotal moments in Canadian history. Events will continue into the fall with the Blues Festival, the Rodeo, and the Hootenanny Fall Festival. Wasaga Beach welcomes more than 2 million visitors every year. Love saying that. The Hootenanny Festival. The red carpet has been rolled out for the 79th annual Cannes Film Festival. Today marks the start of 12 days of world premieres. The winner of the festival will be given the prestigious Palme d'Or Prize. The opening night film is the French comedy drama The Electric Kiss. There will also be a tribute tonight to Peter Jackson, the director behind the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Extended versions, if you've never seen them, it's a lot of hours to commit, but it's definitely worth watching. Still to come, trying to motivate his players for their biggest game of the year. Let's go ahead and take a live shot from the Saddler Arena. Yes, you can see the energy is heightening. We will hear from the Barrie Colts head coach ahead of Game 4. Plus, we'll recap tonight's top stories. Stay with us. Recapping our top stories, the spring and summer tourism season is upon us, and many businesses in Muskoka rely on the traffic, hoping the price of fuel won't impact too heavily. Resort operators are seeing an increase in the number of international visitors, they say, as well. Following more than a week of testimony, the defense is calling for a mistrial for a 17-year-old from Alliston accused of first-degree murder following the death of her baby, saying the Crown misrepresented what the accused father told police when he was interviewed by investigators while speaking in another language. And the Barrie Colts. Let me try that one more time. We're on the brink of elimination in the OHL final. After back-to-back overtime losses, Barrie finds themselves trailing Kitchener 3-0 in the series. The winner of the series will represent the OHL at the Memorial Cup. We are just minutes now away from puck drop on the Barrie Colts' most pivotal game of the season. Up until this point, let's get right back to Luke. Now, you know we made a friendly wager with our friends at CTV Kitchener. If we lose, I have to put on the Rangers jersey, and I really don't want to do that, Luke. So what do we need to do to win tonight?
Well, Sarah, I almost feel bad for you, but it's a great wager, and we're hoping for a win tonight. Now, warm-ups just ended here at Sadlin Arena. The concourse is absolutely packed, and we caught up with head coach Dylan Schmoskowitz as we head into Game 4. Thanks, Dylan. Take me through the mood as you head into Game 4 tonight.
The mood is as it has been every other day. You know, I got to the rink this morning, did my work, got everything ready for the guys, and as they showed up, it was loud. Music was going. Guys were excited to be here, hanging out, having their normal conversations. I really like the energy, the pace, the jam of our morning skate this morning. Guys are pumped up. You know, it's a big game at Sadlon, sold-out crowd is what we live for.
Now, you've been in this situation before in the last series against Brantford. Are you approaching it differently? Are you staying things the same?
I think we approach it a little bit differently, only in the sense that, you know, whatever happened in the past is the past. And we know that, you know, the stage is bigger. You know, our opponent is ready to go as well. So whatever we did in the past, we know we have to find another level. You know, we were pretty happy with our comeback last series. Whatever we did, we have to amplify that by 10. And if there's a group of men who I truly believe can do that, it's this group we have in Barrie.
I know it's a big moment, but just how special is this moment for you guys being Game 4 of the OHL final with the group that you have here?
You know, you're so involved in it on a day-to-day basis, and things have happened so fast since this playoff started. I barely even know what day it is, to be honest. I think I won't be able to answer that correctly until it's all said and done, whether we're out in Kelowna, you know, enjoying the Mem Cup, or out watching some other team enjoy the Mem Cup. Once you get a little bit of time off, I think you'll really look back and understand how much this meant to the players, to our staff, to the city. It's no small feat to get to this point of the season, and I'm very proud of all the players, the entire organization. Everyone's pulling their weight and pulling in the same direction.
Last question for you is, Sadlin was rocking Game 3. What are you expecting tonight?
I'm expecting this roof to come right off this place, man. You know, I really want that first goal. I want to get the fans into it and kind of put our opponent on their heels and kind of use the energy of the best fans in the OHL here in Barrie to really, you know, push our guys through and energize us throughout the 60 minutes.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Sarah, you heard it from the coach himself. They are ready to go, as are the fans here at Sadlin Arena. We are under 20 minutes to puck drop. This is it, Sarah. Game 4 coming up shortly.
Oh, Luke, I can hardly wait. Thank you so much for that great coverage for us tonight. Time to move into our business news, though. U.S. coffee chain Dunkin' is headed back to Canada. Canadian restaurant operator Foodtastic says it has signed a master franchising agreement with Dunkin' owner Inspire Brands to open hundreds of locations across the country. The first set is supposed to open late this year or early into next. Moving right into our market, shall we? The TSX was up 151 points, the Dow was up 56, and the Nasdaq was down 185. And commodities, oil was up, closing at 102.18 a barrel. Gold was down, finishing at $4,686 an ounce, and our dollar was down, ending the day at 72.94 cents U.S. Now, the push since most provinces banned U.S. alcohol has been to drink Canadian wine, liquor, and beer. Well, turns out that's easier said than done. According to a new report that CTV got exclusive first access to see, interprovincial trade barriers and high taxes appear to be stunting the industry's growth. Here's CTV's Rachel Ayala with more.
If there's false barriers erected between provinces, it doesn't make sense, does it?
Winemaker Tim Kepfer would like to expand the reach of his small winery.
There's lots of room to do better. From our perspective, there's never been infrastructure to ship wine to other provinces, so that market's still young and inaccessible to a winery my size.
Billions of dollars in untapped economic benefit is being left on winery floors, according to a new report. Despite a national push to dismantle interprovincial trade barriers, many persist and are hindering the Canadian wine sector's ability to grow. Canadian wines currently make up just under 29% of domestic wine sales, contributing $10 billion annually to the GDP. But new analysis estimates that increasing the market share for made-in-Canada wine to 51% could grow the sector's GDP contribution to $13.7 billion a year. Halfway between Ottawa and Toronto, the county is home to dozens of wineries, producing award-winning sparkling, delicate reds, crisp whites, and innovative natural wines. But despite provinces' U.S. booze bans opening up shelf space, many local producers say there's still challenges gaining access.
There are so many different rules between all our regulatory systems that it is actually very difficult to market that to a consumer and to explain what is actually going on. At the end of the day, it should be, would you like to buy a bottle of wine from your local winery? Yes, here you go, and have a good time.
The industry wants a federal strategy and a reduced tax burden. Right now, according to Wine Growers Canada, mid-size wineries pay on average 14 times more in excise duty than their U.S. competitors.
That means that winery in the United States has a greater chance of investing in their business, growing their business, whereas the winery in Ontario, or any place in Canada for that matter, would face a significant impact.
The federal government says it's done its part.
We think the provinces need to do more. We've talked to the provinces about moving faster.
Wineries across the country sustain more than 99,000 jobs. Minister LeBlanc said today he agrees it's in the national interest to let the wine from these vines flow more freely. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Prince Edward County.
On the other side of the break, will the big smoke be ready for the World Cup? The days are counting down until the first FIFA match. We'll see just where the city stands coming up next. Here's a look at your Tuesday night primetime lineup. Our CTV movie is Crossword Mysteries, Proposing Murder, and it starts at 8, followed by Criminal Minds at 10 and CTV News Barrie at 11 p.m. The FIFA World Cup is now just a month away. Toronto is set to host its first match on June 12th. Preparations are underway right across the city, but how close to completion? CTV's Rahim Ladani looks into that for us.
A police motor squad shut down parts of several highways this morning, but no head of state or foreign minister was being escorted. It was a training exercise for the FIFA World Cup.
Public safety is paramount, along with the people that we are escorting.
With 30 days to go, letter by letter, BMO Field is coming down, transforming into Toronto Stadium. FIFA now controls the site, and there's still a lot of work to get done. City staff do feel they're in a good position after this past weekend's test run, when nearly 45,000 fans were on hand for a TFC match. But improvements need to be made.
How people get in and out, how we're managing the flow of crowd. We want to make some improvements to signage. We had some lineups around concessions and restrooms.
One of the biggest question marks is still, how will local residents and the hundreds of thousands of visitors get around the city? Over the weekend, fans were stuck trying to board transit after the match.
Think about the packed SRDs right now. It's literally madness right now.
The TTC says they added more than 24 subway trains and streetcars, but need to have more staff on hand to help direct people. However, a potential TTC job action could impact riders if the agency doesn't reach a deal with its electrical and signal workers.
All of these agencies can work together, so we're hoping to settle the labor issues as quickly as possible so that that's not a question mark throughout the month of FIFA.
Metrolinx has announced it will increase GO train service to every 15 minutes on Lakeshore West and East throughout most of the day during the World Cup. But adding to the congestion will be road closures. There will be a number of them on match days, creating heavy traffic for families driving down for FanFest.
I know people have concerns, obviously, about how busy it's going to be, but as kind of a commuter, I don't mind. I'm not the one driving, fortunately.
Meanwhile, for those who live and work in Fort York and Liberty Village, the city says it's working on an access-only traffic plan to help minimize their disruption. Rahim Ladani, CTV News.
Time to check in with Casey one last time to see what kind of trouble you're getting yourself into there, Case.
I got kicked out. It was a non-smoking venue, so I got kicked out. But that's okay because it's refreshing out here. The winds are blowing. Here comes the storm. Here comes a little rain. Yeah, anywhere from 10 to 15 millimeters of rainfall this evening. How about the Get Up and Go forecast first thing tomorrow morning? What are we looking at? Strong possibility of some showers continuing at 7 o'clock in the morning. Right across the board, we're looking at rain and temperatures of 7 and 9 degrees. 9 would it be in Newmarket? It is indeed in Newmarket at 7 o'clock. Here comes the rain, but the end of the week's looking sunny. Have yourself a great evening, Sarah.
Thanks, Case, and a special thank you to all the fine folks that I met in Bradford, West Gwillimbury today. It was wonderful to spend the morning with you. I'm Sarah Freemark. Good night.